It is at 2:05 p.m., April 16, 2025. We are here for Middleton's deposition.
Will you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Middleton, have you been deposed before?
I have.
Okay, what situation?
I think it was a traffic accident.
So it was like a civil case?
It was, yes, sir.
Okay, were you? What was your involvement in that case?
I was just a backup officer. I wasn't the main investigator on it.
Okay. How about, have you been deposed any other time?
No, sir.
Okay. Give you a quick rundown on the rules. Everything we're saying is being transcribed by the court reporter. Mm-hmm. So it's important that we don't talk over each other because she can only transcribe one person at a time. And I say that because sometimes we want to get in a flow of a conversation and we can't. The other thing is to answer the questions affirmatively rather than just shake your head or say, because things like that are difficult for the court reporter to transcribe and it could make the record confusing.
Sure.
You understand that?
Yes.
All right, great. And I also ask bad questions. So if you don't understand the question at all, just let me know and I'll rephrase.
I would agree with that too.
Objection to that. So the other thing is if you need to take a break, I'll work with you. We have plenty of time. I just ask that if there's a question outstanding on the table that you answer the question first.
Sure.
Okay. You are no longer with the Livingston Police Department, are you?
That's correct.
Where are you at now?
I'm at the Polk County District Attorney's Office.
Okay. Are you there as a investigator?
The chief investigator.
Okay. So you're still, is your TCOL license still active?
Yes, it is.
Okay. When did you move over to the DA's office?
I started January the 17th of 2023.
Okay. Did you have any other involvement on the case involving the plaintiffs when you were at the district attorney's office?
No, sir.
Okay, so no. Once you moved over there, your involvement stopped.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that a voluntary transition for you to go to the district attorney's office?
Yes, sir. I was getting ready to retire from the police department anyway, and a new DA was elected, and she had came to me about going to work for her, and that's how I ended up going to work at the DA's office.
Okay. Are you familiar with issues with the past DA?
No, sir.
Okay. How long had you been a licensed peace officer?
Since 1994.
Okay. And so you have, I imagine you've written plenty of arrest warrant affidavits?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you were with the Livingston Police Department in 2022, what was your primary role?
It's just detective.
Okay. In your role as a detective, what were your duties?
Anywhere from assisting patrol if, we needed to fill in to help patrol, or my main job was to investigate cases that I got assigned to from our lieutenant.
Okay, would you determine whether or not, okay, so you were assigned cases from your lieutenant?
Yes.
Okay, you would not, if a patrol officer prepared a report on an incident, would that go to you?
No, sir. It would. Those go to the lieutenant first, and he distributes the cases out on Monday mornings to everybody.
Okay. And the reason I ask is because there was testimony from Sergeant Bogany who said his reports would go to a detective, and then Detective Barker testified that he would get those reports and investigate them as he saw fit.
Well, that's correct. They're in the mornings when the girls get to the office, they make copies of all the offense reports that the patrol officers did over the weekend. And those would go to the lieutenant. Then the lieutenant would go through there and he would email each detective a list of your cases that you got assigned for that week from the weekend.
Okay, would these emails be based on, would it be like a list of case numbers?
Case numbers, yes, sir.
Okay. Is that how you received the case concerning the plaintiffs?
Yes, sir.
It was just buried in a list of case numbers?
Yes, sir.
Was there any other meeting or anything you had?
No, sir.
Okay. You didn't have a meeting with the lieutenant or Chief Parrish about it?
Not till later on later that morning we did.
Okay, so you would have gotten assigned the case. The incident occurred February 4th, which was a Friday. The case, you would have been assigned that following Monday or Tuesday?
Would have been that Monday, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you are assigned cases, are you given discretion on what to charge?
No, sir.
No, you're told what to charge?
Well, it's when you say discretion, is it you're talking about my discretion, or is it somebody else's discretion whether or not what to charge that person with?
Your discretion.
Yeah, of course it is. It's based off the facts of what that report was related to at the time.
Okay, and then your job is also to investigate the information or the case, right?
If it needs to be further investigated, correct.
Okay.
Not all cases needed to be further investigated. Some of them were already cleared by arrest.
Okay. The cases concerning plaintiffs, however, was not cleared by arrest.
Correct.
And so when you received the case, did you have discretion as to what would be charged, or were you already told what would be charged and what the prosecutor would move forward with?
I was not told until later that morning after the chief and them had got back from the district attorney's office on what charge to charge them with.
Okay. And that was before you conducted any investigation?
I'd looked at their offense report that Officer Simmons had prepared, and I had watched the body cam videos while they were at the district attorney's office meeting with Mr. Holland.
Okay, so you were not involved in that meeting at the district attorney's
No,
office?
sir.
Do you know who else was present at that meeting?
I do not.
Okay, do you know if the chief of police for Corrigan was there?
I do not.
Prior to you being assigned this case, were you familiar with any of the plaintiffs?
No, sir.
So you never heard of Brandon White before?
I've heard of his name. I didn't personally know who they were.
Okay, so how did you hear of Brandon White?
Just from other law enforcement personnel talking about who he was.
Okay, specifically Chief Parrish?
Not specifically, it's just other agencies that were also having issues with him as well.
Okay, so you were involved in discussions with other agencies about Brandon White?
I wasn't involved in discussions. I heard people talking about what was going on in other parts of the county.
From other officers at these other agencies?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about internal discussions with other Livingston police officers?
No, sir.
Had you ever seen prior to February 2022, had you seen a Brandon White video on YouTube or social media?
No, sir.
No. Do you recall Chief Parrish making any statements to you or other officers concerning people who film police officers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what would you say about that?
I believe that Brandon White had come through the back parking lot of the police department where we park all of our personal vehicles and patrol vehicles, and had been filming patrol cars and whatnot. And I believe that they actually had signs made and erected that was not for public access because of the stuff that Brandon was doing.
Okay, that was at the Livingston Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so prior to those signs going up, Brandon White would be back there filming.
Yes, sir.
And then in response, there was a decision made to turn that parking lot into a private, like a restricted area?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who made that decision?
That I don't know.
Was it the police chief?
I don't know.
Okay, do you know if so just one day it's there, the signs are there?
Yes.
Okay. And the chief made statements that this was in response to Brandon White or people filming?
I don't remember his exact response. I know it had to do with Brandon White.
Okay. And this was before February 2022?
Yes.
Okay. Did he make any other statements at all?
No, sir.
Okay. How about, were there any statements made by the chief or lieutenant or any of your supervisors concerning auditors? Do you understand that term?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so were there any statements made by your leadership concerning auditors prior to February 2022?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
Okay. What do you understand an auditor to be?
I'm assuming that it would probably be somebody what they were doing was out filming police officers and stuff using their cellular devices.
Okay. Do you see that as criminal activity?
It could lead to criminal activity.
Okay, but the act of filming police in the manner of an auditor,
Correct.
is the act of filming alone, do you view that as criminal?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you received, when you were with Livingston Police Department, did you receive any training or guidance or instruction concerning auditors in filming police activity?
No, sir.
Okay. So what was your understanding of how you were to respond in the event someone was filming Livingston police officer?
I never was advised of any information like that on how to respond.
Okay. So other than the chief making comments to you that signs were erected in the parking lot because of Brandon White, were there any other statements that you can recall concerning filming police?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know if those signs are still up today?
I have no idea.
All right. Were you aware of whether the Livingston Police Department considered auditing a concern at the time in February of 2022?
No, sir.
Okay. And what's your understanding of a sovereign citizen?
Somebody that thinks maybe the Texas rules and laws don't apply to them.
Okay. Do you consider people who cop watch similar to sovereign citizens?
No.
Okay. You had to pause a little bit on that.
I've seen some sovereign citizens that we've dealt with in the courthouse that are a little bit more. I think it could vary from individual to individual.
Okay.
On how they interpret things.
Were you aware of any of the plaintiff's social media activities or YouTube channels prior to you being assigned the case in February of 2022?
No, sir.
You mentioned you may have seen a video or two of Brandon White prior to February 2022. Do you recall what video or how you would have seen that?
Prior to?
Yeah, prior to. I think you said other officers mentioned in passing. Did you ever see one of his videos?
It would have been on somebody else's phone. It wouldn't have been on none of my personal devices or computers or anything. Because I'm not on social media like that.
Okay, so you would have probably just seen something in passing.
Sure.
Okay. So what? So the incident you were assigned, you said the first thing you did was you reviewed the incident report from Officer Simmons. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else did you look at?
Watched the body cam videos of the traffic stop and the dash cam of the patrol car.
Okay. Now, the body worn camera, you saw it from both Officer Simmons and Officer Reyes?
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
No, sir.
And then how about any social media videos?
Yes, we did watch the social media event from that night that one of them had posted to their YouTube channel.
Okay. Do you remember who posted a video?
I'm assuming one Brandon and them had posted it to the YouTube channel. I don't know what YouTube channel it was on when the guys were watching it.
Okay. Did you speak with Officer Simmons at all about the matter?
I don't recall speaking to Officer Simmons because I think he was off that Monday, if my memory serves me correct.
Okay. So you don't know what it went into Officer Simmons' decision to release the plaintiffs from the traffic stop?
No, sir.
Can you explain to me in your own words? Let me back up. What did you charge the plaintiffs with in this case?
I was informed to charge them with engaging in an organized criminal activity for obstruction and retaliation.
Okay, who informed you to charge that?
The chief of police.
Okay, and does the chief of police normally inform you what to charge individuals with?
No.
And when he told you that, did you go and look up the elements for the crime, or what did you do?
We have a charging manual it's a standard state of Texas charging manual that's got the elements in it.
Okay, and it gives you like proposed language on how to write it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so based on your discussion with the chief of police, the review of the body-worn cameras, the dash cam footage, written reports, you felt comfortable to draft an affidavit asserting that you have probable cause to go forward with that charging recommendation?
Yes, sir, based off of his discussion with the district attorney's office. Yes, sir.
Based on, okay, so you thought there was probable cause based on the chief's discussion with the district attorney that they would, I guess, prosecute the case?
Yes.
Okay. Had you not been aware of that meeting, do you think you have probable cause to charge what you did against the plaintiffs?
Yes.
Okay. So did the lieutenant attend that meeting?
Honestly, I don't remember if he did, and I don't recall.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain to me what did you do to prepare for today's deposition?
Well, it's kind of been a long day today, to be honest with you. I haven't had much preparation today, but I've looked over some things last night, as far as all the paperwork and stuff that's been going on back and forth for the last several months.
Okay, like what paperwork did you look at?
Like my denies and my admissions and stuff like that.
So your discovery responses?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Did you review your affidavit, your arrest warrant affidavit?
No, sir. I don't have access to that stuff anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you watch any videos?
No, sir.
Did you speak with any other defendants in the case?
No, sir.
So in your own words, can you explain to me what engaging in an organized criminal activity means in Texas?
Objection form.
I couldn't. It's been so long since I've looked at the definition of the penal code.
Well, and I'm not asking you the penal code. I'm wondering, in your own words, what is your understanding of it?
Objection form.
You have 3 or more persons that's involved in the commission of a crime.
So there's got to be an underlying criminal, I guess, offense
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what did you understand the underlying criminal offense was that plaintiffs were engaged in?
The stalking and threatening other police officers.
Okay. And that was based on your review of the incident reports and videos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever get a search warrant in this case?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you aware that some of the plaintiffs' cell phones were seized?
I was not aware. No, sir.
Okay. So you don't know if... so once you did the affidavits and got the arrest warrants, what was your involvement in the case after all of that?
I didn't have any involvement with the case after I got the arrest warrant and affidavit signed by the judge.
Okay, so you got the case on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and then you reviewed the information that was available to you, right?
Yes.
And then you talked to the chief when he came back from the DA's meeting,
Yes.
and then a couple hours later you were in front of the judge getting a arrest warrant signed.
Yes.
Okay. And the particular offense is a felony, right?
Yes.
With do you know what the maximum punishment is if they were convicted?
2 to 10?
Do you know that?
It's been a while since I looked at it.
Okay. Had you arrested or had you charged anybody previously for engaging in organized criminal activity?
Related to these defendants or anybody?
Prior to February 2022, had you charged anybody with that same offense before?
Yes.
Okay, what circumstances?
It was a theft ring. They were stealing ATVs and motor vehicles.
Okay, so there was actual like theft involved?
Yes.
Okay, any other circumstance?
Not that I can just think off the top of my head.
Okay. How long did that theft investigation last before you charged them?
They were arrested that night, and we'd already had them identified. So, I mean, it went like in the next day or two, we had everything we needed to meet the elements.
Okay, but was there a prolonged investigation?
It had been leading up to that, yes, sir.
Okay. How long was that investigation about?
Probably about 2 or 3 days.
Okay. I'm going to just continue with the exhibit numbers. So I'm going to mark as exhibit 4 what Bates labeled as defendants 62 and 63. take a look at that. I'll represent, it's the arrest affidavit for Matthew Rankin.
Yes, sir.
You did you draft this affidavit in its entirety?
Yes, sir.
Okay, or did you use a template for any portion of it?
The complaint header up here is the template from the State of Texas Charging Manual.
Okay, so where it says everything below, I have good reason to believe and do believe based upon the following information, you wrote that narrative?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you have any help with drafting the narrative?
No, sir.
Did, when you wrote the narrative and before you presented it to a judge, was it reviewed by anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, so it says, so it says in here that, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down in that paragraph. It says, nope, actually I went too far. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says, affiant, on the 6th line down, affiant would show that Officer Chris Simmons, while on routine patrol and performing his law enforcement duties, observed a small 4-door blue car stalking him as he drove his marked patrol unit. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did you get the word stalking from?
It's probably just my own terminology from after reviewing his report.
Okay. Stalking is actually there is a Texas Penal Code offense for stalking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so did you intend to imply criminality by using the word or phrase stalking?
Not implied. I just used the word stalking because based off of his report, when he said the car was driving around the convenience store, following him away from the convenience store, I used my own terminology there, using the word stalking.
Okay, is that terminology that was discussed with the chief or the lieutenant?
No, sir.
So that's your terminology, stalking. What did you mean by it?
Following.
Okay. At the time you wrote this affidavit, was it your understanding that following a marked police vehicle in the public was against the law?
Objection form.
It's not against the law.
Okay. Might be annoying, right?
Yes.
But they couldn't be arrested for it just by following a police vehicle around.
Objection form.
No.
Okay, and then the next sentence, you wrote, affiant would show Officer Simmons stopped at a local convenience store and the vehicle stopped adjacent to his patrol vehicle in the parking lot. Did you observe or look at video from the convenience store?
Yes.
Okay. Now, was the vehicle illegally parked at all?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And so was this, was parking the vehicle adjacent to the patrol unit in the parking lot criminal?
No.
But annoying?
Yes.
And then the next statement says, affiant would show Officer Simmons was concerned for his safety due to the recent killings and ambush of police officers while on duty. You see that?
Yes.
Where did you get that from?
Just from news stories?
Okay, did you speak to Officer Simmons about that?
No, sir.
Okay, are you aware of recent killings or ambushes of police officers in Livingston?
Not in Livingston. No, sir.
Okay. Was there any kind of, I know police departments, right, they usually receive some kind of like BOLO or intel reports of potential threats in the area, correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you aware at the time of Livingston police officers receiving any kind of situational awareness report of threats to police officers in the area?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So what specific articulable facts can you point to about the safety concern due to recent killings and ambush of police officers?
I think at the trending time, it was a nationwide issue that was going on across the United States.
Okay, like just a general concern?
Sure.
Okay. So does that change the way that Livingston police officers perform their duties or interact with members of the public?
I think it would change any police officer, just not Livingston police officers.
Okay. But it, at least being more aware and acting with precaution, right?
Yes.
Right. Especially, would you agree that traffic stops in of themselves are probably one of the more dangerous things police officers can do?
Absolutely.
And so if there is a concern for safety, right, especially if it's a general concern, police officers anywhere probably shouldn't do traffic stops by themselves.
Objection form.
I mean, you look at it depends on the population and the size of the agencies.
Okay. But by the time you're writing this affidavit, you had already reviewed Simmons' body-worn camera.
Yes, sir.
And you reviewed his dash camera.
Yes, sir.
And you know that he went and approached the plaintiff's vehicle by himself.
Yes, sir.
And he didn't call in for backup.
Correct.
Okay. And he walked right up to the vehicle.
Yes.
And he started engaging in discussion with him.
Yes.
Okay. But you didn't put that anywhere in your affidavit, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So do you know for a fact that Officer Simmons was concerned for his safety due to recent killings in the nation?
Objection form.
As an officer, I can't speak for Officer Simmons, but I would assume that he would have been very cautious.
Well, you wrote an affidavit, right, asserting probable cause, essentially speaking for Officer Simmons, right? It says affiant would show Officer Simmons was concerned for his safety due to the recent killings and ambush of police officers while on duty.
And once again, I could have got that out of his offense report. I don't have a copy of the offense report to review that to see that's where it came from.
How long had Officer Simmons been with the police department in 2022, do you know?
No, sir.
Had you worked with him previously?
No, sir.
Okay, so I guess he worked patrol?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why didn't you attempt to talk to him prior to writing this affidavit?
Like I said, I can't recall whether or not he was on his days off when I got assigned this report on that Monday. I don't remember.
So there was a sense of urgency that you had to get this arrest warrant in front of a judge.
Objection form.
Based off what my chief told me, yes, sir.
Okay, what exactly did he tell you about concerning the sense of urgency?
That whenever they got back from meeting with Mr. Hahn and told me what to charge them with, told me to get it drafted up, get it to the judge.
Okay, and the instruction was to do that
Yes, sir.
day, or?
Didn't say that particular day or not.
Okay. And you didn't feel the need to talk to any other officers about the incident?
No, sir.
Did you listen to any of the dispatch audio from that night?
No, sir.
So do you know if Simmons would have reported the plaintiffs being at the gas station?
No, sir.
Do you know? So you don't know if he would have reported that he was so concerned for his fear that he went into the gas station to get a soda?
Yeah, I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. So, sitting here today, do you know where the line came from that Officer Simmons was concerned for his safety due to recent killings and ambush of police while on duty?
Not without reviewing the report that he wrote, no, sir.
Okay. But you think it would be in his report?
I honestly don't know.
And I'm trying to look at the report real quick because I don't want to... Okay, so he says something about, I am nervous approaching the vehicle while thinking the numerous occupants were about to get out and start shooting. I see that in there. Does that sound familiar?
I mean, it's been quite a few years. I mean, if that's what's in the report, that's what's in the report.
Okay. But we do know Officer Simmons did get out of his vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
Multiple, once at the gas station,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Another time when he went to, I guess, the police department.
Yes, sir.
And then another time when he initiated a stop behind plaintiff's vehicle.
Correct.
Right. And at no point, a matter of fact, Officer Simmons even indicated at one point he didn't care if they were armed.
Objection form.
I don't recall that statement.
You don't recall that statement? We'll watch the video. Okay. What? I only have you today, so I do want to give you an opportunity to review. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of his report with me. I'm going to have to show you on the tablet here, unless you want to show.
I have. Okay.
What's that?
I mean, I have one. It has underlinings on it, so I don't know if you care if he sees that.
I'm not going to make it part of the record. I just want to help him recollect his memory. You don't have any handwriting or anything?
No, it's literally underlines and brackets.
Good. Take a second to review that, and if okay, we'll just go off the record while he's looking at that. Okay, it's 2:48 p.m. All right, it's 2:52 p.m. All right, Mr. Middleton, you had a chance to review Officer Simmons' police report.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you able to tell me where you got the idea that Simmons was concerned for his safety due to recent killings and ambush of police officers?
Basically, the way that he wrote in his report, how the blue card positioned itself in the tactical advantage, as if they were going to assault him.
Okay, so it was the way the report described that the vehicle was parked, right?
Yes, sir. And the totality of all the other things that had led up prior to this.
And we'll get to that. So where the vehicle was parked, where at the gas station or at the bank?
At the bank behind the police department.
Okay. And we'll get to that in a second. But other than that statement about the way the vehicle was the vehicle was parked, was there other information that led you to believe that Simmons was concerned for his safety due to recent killings and ambush of police officers?
No, sir.
Okay. Can you go ahead and get that back? All right. So moving on. So what message were you trying to convey to the judge by putting in this statement about Simmons being concerned for his safety due to the recent killings and ambush of police?
Well, it's just a fellow officer of Officer Simmons in the Livingston Police Department. And I think it was something that I felt was, in my opinion, needed to be stressed, that we were concerned about their activity, what they were doing, and they possibly could have harmed an officer by the threats and stuff that they were making.
Okay. And I understand the generalized concern. I don't want to take that away. I get that. Mm-hmm. But specific to this case, are there any specific or articulable facts that you were aware of that justified a specific safety concern due to killings or ambush of police?
Just strictly my opinion.
Okay. And then the next statement was, affiant would show no one ever exited the vehicle while it waited on Officer Simmons to exit the business. So for context, because we were talking about the bank, we're still in your affidavit at the convenience store, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then Affiant would show Officer Simmons exited the business, entered his patrol unit, and the vehicle continued to stalk Officer Simmons as he exited the parking lot.
Correct.
So by stalk, do you also mean follow?
Follow, yes.
Okay. So you're not accusing them at this point of violating the Texas Penal Code for stalking?
Objection 4.
Well, in my terminology, stalking and following, it's pretty much the same thing.
But you're using your terminology, not the
Correct.
Texas Penal Code
Correct.
terminology.
Yes.
Okay. And that's your own language. That's not, no one told you to use that phrase.
No, sir.
Okay. And then your next statements. Affiant would show the suspect's vehicle later turned off a short time later. It was circling the police department while officers Simmons and Reyes were in the parking lot discussing the vehicle. You got that from I guess you got that from a review of the police reports?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what Simmons and Reyes were discussing in the parking lot?
I believe Officer Simmons had wrote in the report that he had told Officer Reyes that was the vehicle that had been following him.
Okay. And so, but as far as you're aware, is it against the law to circle a police department?
No, sir.
Okay. It could be suspicious, right?
Sure.
Okay. But it's not illegal.
No, sir.
Okay. And Affiant would show Officer Reyes exited the police department parking lot in his marked patrol unit and observed a Hispanic male exit the blue vehicle, put on a ballistic body armor vest, and then entered the driver's side of the vehicle. See that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you speak to Officer Reyes about his observations?
No, sir. Not on that particular. I don't think it was that morning. I think it, or was it? I did talk to him, but I don't recall if it was that morning. I can't remember if he was working night shift or day shift at the time. I don't remember.
But you do think you spoke to him at some point?
I think so, yes, sir.
Okay. And what was that conversation?
Just pretty much about what the encounter was that they had with him on that night.
Okay. Did you ask Reyes about his observations concerning a ballistic body armor vest?
I don't recall.
Okay. And this would have been after you submitted the affidavit to a judge, this meeting with Reyes?
I don't remember if it was after or before. I honestly don't.
Okay. And the had you seen video that was from earlier in the night when the plaintiffs were in Corrigan? Had you ever seen any video?
No, sir.
Okay, so if there was video out there that showed that Mr. Rincon had actually had a vest on even before going to Livingston, you wouldn't be aware of it?
Objection 4.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, when it says ballistic body armor vest, what does that mean to you?
Something that's used to stop a bullet from penetrating your body.
Right, to stop bullets. Mm-hmm. And so, and you put this in here with all certainty, right? That one of the individuals put on a ballistic body armor vest.
Objection 4.
Yes.
It's not like you said, according to a police report, this is what an officer observed.
Objection 4.
Correct.
And so, and you watched the video as well, right?
Yes.
Simmons body worn camera.
Yes.
Okay. Is it your opinion, based on reviewing that video, that it was in fact a ballistic vest?
From what I saw in his body cam video, yes.
Okay. Do you know what a load-bearing vest is?
No.
Okay. So according to what you saw in the video, it appeared to be a ballistic vest because why?
Just the way it was tactically, the way it was worn, the way it had a clip in the vest that possibly had ammunition in it and some other type of dispensing device that was in it. I don't recall what that was.
Okay, but so you don't know what a load-bearing vest is?
No.
Compared to a ballistic vest?
No.
Okay. And it's not, well, let me ask, is it against the law in Texas to wear a ballistic body armor vest?
If you're a convicted felon.
If you're a felon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you see the information where the license plate on Mr. Rincone's vehicle was run?
No, sir, I didn't see that.
Okay. Did your investigation show that Mr. Rincone was a felon?
No, sir.
Okay, so by itself, did you have any reason to think that Rincone wearing a vest that appeared to be ballistic body armor was illegal?
No.
And when Reyes made these observations, do you know if he had his dash cam activated?
Objection form?
I don't remember Officer Reyes' dash cam.
Okay.
I do not remember that.
So if Reyes was observing someone get out of the vehicle and putting on a vest, it's just his word.
Yeah, it would have been strictly his, if he had dash cam video.
Okay. But you can't recall if you ever actually spoke to him about this observation?
I can't recall if I saw it or not. No, sir.
All right. Well, if you saw any camera, but you also can't recall if you actually spoke to Reyes about his observation?
Correct.
Okay. And then you put affiant would show Officer Reyes notified Officer Simmons of what he had witnessed, and now the actions of the people in the vehicle were suspicious due to the overt action, and officers felt as if they were about to commit a criminal act and cause them bodily injury and or death. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you understand the difference between a hunch and specific articulable facts?
Sure.
Okay, what's a hunch?
Just a gut feeling of something.
Okay, and then specific articulable facts would be what?
Something that you know personally.
Okay, so when I break down this last sentence on the first page of your narrative, it says that, Reyes and Simmons are talking about what they witnessed, and then now the actions of the people in the vehicle. What actions?
Once again, the totality of all the things that had been going on prior to their encounter with them that night. The vest that he's wearing, and the way the car was positioned. They'd been following the officers around, so there's a lot of things that were leading up to that, or they never would have made contact with them.
So the actions of the the actions of the people in the vehicle. You're talking about the I guess what the vehicle was doing, parking and driving around.
Sure.
Okay, and then that's suspicious, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So do you know the difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause?
I hadn't looked at it in quite some time.
Okay.
If you got something to show me, I can.
Well, in order to stop somebody, you would need what?
Suspicion.
Right.
Probable cause.
Reasonable suspicion, and then to make an arrest, you would need...
Probable cause.
Right. Do you understand the difference?
Sure.
Okay. And so all of their conduct together, it looks like you're suggesting what is suspicious, right?
Objection form?
So
Yes.
It says, and then due to the overt action. What is the overt action?
I think just the way they're carrying on with what they've done prior to leading up to the stop, the way they were carrying themselves in the car, the way that Mr. Rincon was alleging that he didn't speak English and he only spoke Spanish. There's just a totality of things.
Okay. Do you understand what overt action means?
Something that will be alarming to the officers.
Okay, that's your understanding of it.
Sure.
Is there an overt action that you were identifying here, or was it just everything?
I think everything in a whole.
Okay, so everything in a whole, officers felt as if they were about to commit a criminal act and cause them bodily injury or death.
Objection form.
Yes.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Okay, what criminal act were they about to commit?
Well, I mean, they've already been following the officer around. They have pulled up to a bank that's closed at night. They've positioned their car based on Officer Simmons' report that it was in a tactical position, that they could have ambushed one of the officers coming out the back door of the police department. So there's a lot of red flags there, and Officer Reyes seeing one of them putting on the alleged ballistic vest, as he stated.
So so what we talked about so far in your narrative, there's nothing about vehicle parked in a tactical position, correct? So far, what we've covered.
I think it was in Officer Simmons' report.
But on your affidavit, there's nothing mentioned about.
Oh, no, sir, not on my affidavit. No, sir.
Okay, and so when you watch the video, the vehicle was parked in a parking spot at the bank, correct?
Yes.
And the bank parking lot was open to the public.
Objection form.
Yes.
There was no gates or fences or barriers to keep people out
No,
of it.
sir.
And so as a matter of fact, the parking lot in that bank actually has vehicles parking diagonally, right? That's where the lines are.
Yes.
Okay. So what is your understanding of how the vehicle parked tactically?
If I recall correctly, the part of the parking lot where they were actually parked, the cars are supposed to be parked this way, and their car was parked this way.
Okay, so do you know if the vehicle was parked in the lines of the parking lot or not?
I don't recall if it was or not.
Okay, we'll cover that in the video. Okay, so what criminal act, right? Because remember, we're not talking, I don't want to know about hunch or reasonable suspicion or what. I want to know probable cause. What criminal act, based on your investigation and your affidavit, what criminal act were the plaintiffs about to commit?
Objection form.
It's just the attempt of threatening the officers
By driving around?
by driving around, and like I said earlier, the totality of all the other circumstances leading up to this.
Okay, and cause them bodily injury and or death. What specific articulable facts do you have that the plaintiffs were going to cause the officers bodily injury or death?
Well, they could have had weapons in the car. You know, it was never discovered if they had them or not, but they could have had weapons in the car.
So is having a weapon in a car? I want to get the lines of. There's a difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause, right? So I'm trying to understand. You're presenting a probable cause affidavit, telling a judge that there are specific articulable facts, and your last statement on the first page is that the officers felt as if they were going to commit a criminal act and cause them bodily injury and or death. I'm not talking about hunches. I want to know, what is your understanding of the specific articulable facts that my clients were going to cause bodily injury or death?
Objection form.
It's just not, it's not normal for a citizen to be doing what they were doing.
I'm not asking about normal. I'm asking about, I get it. I understand. I'm not asking about normal. I'm talking about specific articulable facts for bodily injury or death, right? Let me back up. If the officer thinks it's suspicious, that's one thing, right? I completely understand that. It's weird. It's not normal. It is what it is.
Yes.
But then to go and charge them with a felony that carries the risk of up to 20 years in prison, based on your affidavit, I'm trying to understand what specific facts existed to say that the plaintiffs were going to cause bodily injury or death.
Objection form.
It's just the pure threat of them following the police officers around in their totality of their actions of what they were doing that night. That if they wouldn't have stopped them, when would it have stopped?
Okay, and then Officer Simmons lets them go, right? He doesn't arrest them.
Yes.
Did they go and commit a crime after that?
Objection form.
Not to my knowledge.
Did they cause bodily injury or death?
Objection form.
No.
Okay, and so you already testified earlier that following a police officer around in a marked cruiser around the public area was not a crime.
Objection
Correct.
form.
And are you aware of any of my clients making any verbal threats to your officers?
Not that I'm aware of. Not to my recollection.
Okay. You certainly didn't describe any threats in your affidavit, did you?
No.
And Reyes only was called to the scene to help in translation, right?
Yes.
Not for backup, because Officer Simmons was concerned for his safety.
Objection form.
I don't remember the radio conversation of why he was called, other than the Spanish-speaking part of the driver, Mr. Rincon.
Okay. I'm going to show you, I want to make sure we don't mix these up, but I'm going to show you two other affidavits. I'm going to mark as Exhibit 5, Bates label 65 and 66. And this is going to be your affidavit written for Melanie Renee. It says McCrory, but we understand it's McCrory, who is known as Tremble.
Okay.
I think that might be a typo in there. But agree with me that the narrative for Ms. Tremble's affidavit is exactly the same as the affidavit presented for Mr. Rankin.
That's correct.
All right, and then I'm going to mark as Exhibit 6, Bates label Defendants 68 and 69, which is your affidavit written for Mr. White. And same question, agree with me that the narrative in the affidavit written for Mr. White is exactly the same as the other two affidavits.
That's correct.
Okay, so for organized criminal activity, you mentioned it previously, there's got to be some kind of combination, right? That the defendants were part of a combination.
Objection form.
Yes.
Okay, is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. What specific evidence or facts did you have that plaintiffs cooperated in multiple criminal activities?
Objection form.
Of following the police officers, the totality of all the circumstances that led up to this.
Okay, so just by virtue of being in the same vehicle?
Yes, all of them being together.
Okay.
There's 3 or more in there.
Okay, so do you have any specific facts or evidence that Ms. Trimble, sitting in the back seat, had any involvement whatsoever in the vehicle's driving path?
No,
Objection
sir.
form.
Okay, how about Brandon White?
No, sir.
Did you investigate whether these individuals had a history of working together prior to February 4th, 2022?
No, sir.
Were you aware of whether some of these individuals might have just met that day?
No, sir.
Okay, what is your understanding of the of one of the underlying offenses was retaliation, correct?
Yes.
What is your understanding of what those elements are? I know you can't recall, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't recall. It's been too long since I've looked at that stuff.
Let me actually pull it up. Ah, crap. You doing okay? Okay. Do you know if it would include intentionally or knowingly harming or threatening to harm another?
Objection form.
Yeah, if that's what it says.
Okay. Does that sound familiar to you or no?
It sounds familiar, but without actually looking at it, I can't
Okay.
say specifically if that's what it's quoted.
Do you have any specific facts or evidence showing that plaintiffs harmed or threatened to harm Officer Simmons?
Threatening? Yes.
What's the threat?
Just once again, what we've talked about, the totality of the circumstances of their demeanor and their actions of what they were doing that night to threaten them in some way, form, or fashion.
So there was not a verbal threat, right? Or was there?
Not a verbal threat. I wouldn't say verbal.
So the threat is by them following the officer around?
Objection form.
Yes.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So when you were a patrol officer at one point, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you would follow people around?
Yes.
Okay, and you also wore ballistic body armor?
No, not at the time.
At any point in your career?
Well, later on, it wasn't mandated or required.
Okay.
It was voluntarily.
Okay. But you would have it on?
Yes.
And then you also carried a firearm?
Yes.
Okay. So is that considered retaliation?
Objection form.
Not as a licensed peace officer.
Okay, so you're licensed to retaliate if you're a peace officer?
Objection form.
No, sir.
Okay, so the plaintiffs aren't allowed to engage in these activities because they're not licensed peace officers.
Objection form.
Correct.
Okay, so even though a marked police officer is on duty receiving taxpayer dollars, they're not allowed to be followed?
Objection form.
That's part of their job assignments.
So they're not allowed to be followed.
Objection form.
A police officer's, that's his job, is to follow cars and
I'm
stop
not talking
cars.
about the police officers. I'm talking about a member of the public. Your opinion is that a member of the public is not allowed to follow a peace officer.
Correct. No, I thought you was talking about the police officer following the public. I'm sorry.
Got it. No, I'm talking about a member of the public is not allowed to follow a peace officer while they're on duty in a marked police vehicle.
Correct.
They're not.
No.
Okay. So did Officer Simmons actually state in anything you've seen that he feared bodily injury or death?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Not just, and I'm not talking generalized fear. Like he said, hey, look, this, right? Because you know, for example, if someone pulls a firearm on you, right, that's a specific, hey, no crap, I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Okay. But are there any specific actions that the plaintiffs took where Simmons relayed to you that he was concerned that he was at risk of bodily injury or death?
Objection form.
No.
And you'd agree with me that if he had a specific and articulable fear of bodily injury or death, he would not have approached the vehicle alone without calling for backup.
Objection form.
I can't speculate on his opinion on that.
You can speculate the other way, though.
Objection
Right?
form.
You wrote in your affidavit that that there was fear of bodily injury or death. Isn't that speculating?
It's my normal terminology that I use writing complaints.
Okay. So, what's a felony stop?
I mean, related to what? I mean,
Well, so when you execute a felony stop, do you know what I mean by that?
yes.
Okay, what do I mean by that?
By, like, you're behind a stolen vehicle or something, you conduct a felony stop on the person that's operating the stolen vehicle.
Okay, when you execute a felony stop, you're alerting dispatch that's a felony stop, right?
Right.
And you're probably calling in backup as well,
If it's available. Correct.
right? And you're also going to have your weapon drawn,
Correct.
right? And why, based on your training and experience, why would you have your weapon drawn on a felony stop?
Because you don't know what that person's going to be doing in the car.
Right, and you're concerned for your safety.
Sure.
Matter of fact, you could have your weapon drawn in any circumstance where you may be concerned for your safety.
Well, I'm just not concerned for my safety, but the bystanders that could be around, cars driving by or something.
Right.
General public.
And do you recall what the Livingston Police Department policy was concerning having your firearms drawn during a stop?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Is there any restriction on it that you're aware of?
I don't know.
Okay. And do you recall if Simmons during this stop had his weapon drawn?
Not that I recall.
bright for just a second?
Yeah, 3:25 p.m. It is 3:31 p.m. resuming the deposition. All right, I'm going to show you what's been Bates labeled Defendants 295. It is Officer Simmons' dash cam video from February 4th, 2022. I'm going to start playing it from the 1 minute 45 second mark. Actually, let me see that there. That way, I'm doing a share screen, so I'm trying to be cool with doing this without seeing it. All right, here we go. Okay. I'm going to stop it real quick. So I stopped it at 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Had you seen this video prior to today?
Yes.
Okay. Does it appear that the vehicle, Mr. Rincone's vehicle, is parked inside of the parking spot lines?
Yes.
Okay. Does it appear that he's parked illegally?
No.
Okay. Would you consider the way this vehicle is parked as tactical?
No.
Okay. I'm going to resume playing at 2 minutes and 8 seconds. All right. Stopping it at 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Do you see Officer Simmons there?
I do.
Okay. And you saw the way he approached the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. He walked right up to it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did it appear, based on your training and experience, that Officer Simmons was approaching the vehicle in a manner that suggested fear or safety?
Objection form.
I cannot see where his right hand is. I don't know if he has it on his duty weapon or not. All I can see is the flashlight in his left hand.
Okay, so I'm going to back it up, and I want you to pay attention to where his right hand is, because for the record, his left hand is holding a flashlight, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to back it up to 2 minutes and 6 seconds and resume, and I want you to pay attention specifically to his right hand,
Hold on
okay?
a second. Grable, what Bates number is that?
295. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. See his right hand there?
Yes.
All right, I'm stopping it at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So what was his right hand doing?
It was just right beside his body, and yeah, it's up on top of the car.
Okay, so based on your training and experience, did Officer Simmons approach this vehicle in a manner to suggest to you that he feared for his safety?
I can't speak for the way he approaches in his opinion, but in my opinion, he approached it with caution, just like we're trained to do.
Just any traffic stop, right?
Correct.
Okay, nothing unusual.
No.
Okay, he walked up with one hand on a flashlight and one hand hanging down by his side.
Yes.
He didn't have a weapon drawn.
No.
And he's there by himself.
Yes.
Okay. And he walked right up and began, and I don't think we got to that point, but he ended up communicating with the individuals in the vehicle,
yes.
right? Okay. All right, I'm going to switch course now. And I'm now going to play Defendants 296, which is Officer Simmons' body-worn camera. And it's 17 minutes long. I'm just going to play it in its entirety because you would have seen it in the manner of before you prepared the affidavit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to play from the beginning all the way through. Bates label 296. And we don't hear audio in the beginning. I assume that's because when you turn it on, somehow there's like a delay. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Officer Simmons with the police department. Saying you don't speak English?
No te entiendo.
Okay, well just give me a second and I'll get a Spanish speaking officer here.
We pause it real quick.
Dude.
So I'm pausing at 55 seconds. I just want to clarify. You now see the other side of the parking lot line, right?
Yes.
So it's your understanding that Mr. Rincon is parked in between two traffic lines, right? Or two parking lot. He is parked in a parking lot space.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna resume.
It hasn't started yet.
It did, and that's there it goes.
No understand.
I think
It's like buffering.
I think that's
Un
from
momento.
the copy we have.
Somebody will be here shortly. Licencia?
It's only in the beginning, though.
Just say.
¿Qué es eso?
I don't know what you're saying. But give me 1 second, we'll find out. They say they don't speak English, so I'm trying to find out why they're here, what they're doing, why are they being suspicious.
Hola, how you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Bien, ¿usted? Bien. No sé qué está haciendo el señor aquí. Yo soy Jarvis con el departamento de Livingston. ¿Livingston? Con el departamento de Livingston.
So I'm going to pause it at
I guess they're recording. Do you have lipstick?
2 minutes, 15 seconds. You see Officer Reyes in the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, and what is he wearing?
Looks like a uniform, badge, glasses, and
Ski mask?
some type of, I don't know if I would call it a ski mask, something to help keep his head warm due to the climate, I would imagine.
Okay, so is it in Livingston, does it get cold in February?
Sure.
Okay. So is it unusual for people to be wearing a mask over their face?
It wouldn't be for our officers.
Okay. How about people in the public?
Over their face, I would say probably that's not something that's common that they wear it over their faces, but they wear toboggans and stuff on their heads.
Okay, so it's not unusual for a Livingston police officer in Livingston in February to wear a face covering, but it could be unusual if a member of the public does it.
That's
Sure.
Objection 4.
Okay. I'm going to resume playing at 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
I don't care if he has a weapon, but why are they following the police around? Why are they acting suspicious? Who are they?
All right, I'm pausing at 2 minutes 25 seconds. You heard Officer Simmons mention he didn't care they had a weapon if they had a weapon.
Yes.
Okay, you testified earlier you couldn't recall if that was said.
Correct.
Okay, does hearing it now change your opinion as to whether Officer Simmons feared for his safety of bodily injury or death?
No, it does not change my opinion.
Okay, even though he didn't care if they had a weapon?
Correct.
Okay. And you didn't You didn't include that observation in your affidavit, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. We'll resume at 2 minutes, 25 seconds.
Me están preguntando por qué están, están
Doing the thing again.
It's going.
es algo en contra de la ¿Estás seguro que no tienes inglés? ¿Mande? ¿Estás seguro que no tienes inglés? Estoy preguntando, ¿no?
I want a driver's license.
Dice que quiere tu licencia de conducir. Ah, pero ¿por qué?
Because he's suspicious.
All right, I'm going to stop at 3 minutes and 1 second there. Are you able to see? I'm not asking you to. I get you can only see what's in the video, but based on what you can see on the video, does it appear that the back window that you can see into the back window?
Yes.
Okay. And Officer Simmons appeared to be saying he wanted their identification because they were suspicious.
Correct.
In 2022, do you understand what the requirement was for whether someone had to identify?
I couldn't begin to tell you.
Okay, so you don't know if it required a arrest or not?
No, sir.
Okay. What is your understanding of, even if you're detaining somebody, right, to investigate, what's your understanding of whether they have to identify or not?
Well, if they're being detained for an investigation, they're not free to go, so they would need to present their ID. It would be failure to ID.
Okay. Had you seen before, are you familiar? Okay, let me do this. This now, big it'll. Apparently I only have one mouse. Okay. Are you familiar with the Texas Penal Code 38.02, which is failure to ID?
I'm sorry, no.
Okay. So it states a person commits an offense if he intentionally refuses to give his name, residence address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the person and requested identification. Does that make sense?
Objection form.
Yes, that's what it states there in the penal code.
Okay, so it requires an actual arrest.
Objection form.
Were you aware of that?
Objection form.
I mean, if that's what the penal code says from 2022, yes.
Okay. And then separately, though, a person would also commit an offense if, when asked to provide a name, they provided a fictitious name.
Correct.
Right, regardless. So were you aware that the requirement is if you're under arrest, you have to give a name, and you otherwise could not give a fake name?
Correct.
Objection form.
But prior to me reading that out loud, you were not aware of whether somebody was required to actually identify themselves just for being detained?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Okay. And as far as you know, none of the plaintiffs were actually charged with failure to identify.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, I'm going to resume playing at 3:01.
Stop anybody that's that.
It's moving, but we hear no sound.
Oh my gosh. Let me back.
It's like it's buffering. I don't know what's going on.
Let me do this. I actually have it on the device. Let me play it that way. I was trying to be fancy, but it's not working. It said 296, right?
Yes, sir.
And then I'm gonna resume it from 3 minutes for
Stop
3
anybody
minutes,
that's
2 seconds.
Crimen por regular no te ahorita no das nada. De hecho, para mí una asumiendo que tengo yo armas de fuego. Estoy mirando balas. ¿Y la bala es un arma de fuego? No, te pregunté cuando yo hablé contigo que tienes arma de fuego, no me contestaste. Pues es que no contesté. Normalmente no tiene balas, voy a asumir, ¿no? Ni siquiera cerca.
What are we saying?
¿Para qué tienes una magazine con? So I'm telling him not to move his hands like that if he doesn't have a gun. Obviously he has ammo, so it's indicated. So what's going on? What do you want to do?
This law says if you're acting suspicious in a suspicious place, I can ID you, I can stop you, I can find you out what you're doing. So that's what I want to know. What are you doing?
¿Qué haces? Pues estoy estacionado. Okay. Él dice el que te paró porque estás sospechoso, dando vueltas.
Por favor.
Sospechoso te puede parar y buscar qué está pasando. Pero cometí un crimen, un delito. Él te indica tonos sospechosos. Escúchame, ¿cometí algún delito? Yo no miré, yo no sé por qué te paró. Bueno, pregúntale. Ya le pregunté y él te está diciendo que estás tan sospechoso. ¿Okay? El intérprete.
Okay.
Comunícale.
Give me a license or get out of the car.
Dice el que le dé la licencia o salte del vehículo. ¿Y por qué me voy a salir del vehículo? Tienes que dar la licencia, es lo que te está pidiendo. Pero, ¿por qué me detuvo? He's saying, why are you here?
I just told him he's suspicious. Step out of the vehicle or give me your license. One of the two. Which one are you going to do? Right now you're failing to ID, so I'm about to arrest you for that.
Hey, jackass, ever heard of 3802, you dumb fuck?
Hey, so again, give me a driver's license. Give me a driver's license or step out of the vehicle. All right, so step out of the vehicle.
So you're
Hey,
about to commit a felony.
Step out of the vehicle.
I'm going to tell you something, okay? I'm going to tell you this. So obviously...
You're not going to tell me what the law is. I know what the law is.
3802, failure to ID requires an arrest.
Okay, then that's what I'm about to do.
For what?
For being suspicious, for failing to ID.
Failure to ID is a secondary charge.
Take it back a minute, bro. Obviously.
There's no notches.
Listen. Todo lo que estamos... Yo no sé por qué él te paró, yo no estaba aquí, ¿ok? Él está comunicando conmigo qué está pasando. Él está comunicando conmigo qué está pasando. Obviamente está dando vueltas. Yo pensé que iba a hablar con ustedes si necesitan ayuda o qué está pasando, porque no sé si estaban perdidos o qué onda, ¿verdad? Ah, ok. Okay. Todo es lo que yo iba para allá a hablar con ustedes por eso, sí. Pero se fueron, yo los dejé ir, ¿ok? So obviamente, so whenever they went over there, I was going to stop them. So I asked them if they were okay, they need any help or anything.
No, they've been following me around. They're suspicious as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if they've got partners that are committing crime somewhere else and they're keeping an eye on our location.
Obviamente.
So you're going to give me your ID or I'm going to arrest you for fail to...
All right, so I'm pausing it at 6 minutes, 38 seconds. Did you ever discover any specific facts that they had another team out there committing crimes?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so it sounded like that might have been a hunch or speculation.
True.
Okay. And I'm also going to mention as well, Reyes, from what you can tell, Officer Reyes, he didn't have his weapon drawn or anything either, right?
Correct.
Okay. May I resume playing?
ID.
And you're going to go to an FBI federal...
And that's fine.
You're going to be committing a federal felony.
Okay, so you're either going to do it or that's what's going to happen.
Class A misdemeanor.
¿Tiene licencia de conducción?
So, you're only committing a Class A state misdemeanor and a federal felony.
Okay.
That's what's at jeopardy for you, sir.
Okay.
You are in jeopardy.
Okay. So are you, of going to jail right now if the driver doesn't ID.
Creo que no tengo el derecho de presentarme.
Hey guys, this is
he's
Livingston,
saying, okay,
Texas.
so I'm asking this,
Livingston,
okay?
Texas.
So I'm asking this. Te voy a preguntar esto, ok. Entonces todo está bien, nomás andan grabando y es todo lo que están haciendo, ¿verdad? Pues yo nomás estoy manejando, conociendo la ciudad.
That's sincere.
Entiendo, pero si tú estás manejando y estás grabando, si tú estás conduciendo un vehículo, no tienes que estar grabando. Yo no te miré grabando. Él está grabando, ellos están grabando. Pero cuando ustedes pasaron, dice que tú estabas grabando, ¿ok? Tú tienes que estar conduciendo el vehículo, tienes que estar manejando, ¿ok? Obviamente, si tienes algo mirando, grabando a la misma vez que andas conduciendo el vehículo, no piensas que eso va, te va, te va a distraer cuando estás conduciendo el vehículo? No, yo no estoy viendo nada de eso, pero... Okay.
So right now you're failing the ID. Give me your license.
¿Tienes tu licencia aquí para que se la das a él?
Necesito que me diga uno por qué me detuvo.
He's saying, what's the reason why you asking him for
He's
your driver's
suspicious.
license?
I want to know who he is
He has to be-
and why is he at, He is detained.
No, it has to be a crime for him to show you his...
No, it doesn't. He has to be legally detained by the police. That's it. So you're legally detained by the police. Show me your ID.
Él está legalmente detenido y por eso te está preguntando.
Under
Por tu licencia
detention,
de
you may
conducir.
not give false identity. When arrested, you must identify. Straight up, no question
Mira,
about
te voy a preguntar una pregunta. Y por favor, espérate, te voy a preguntar una pregunta y por favor, yo te estoy preguntando esta pregunta. ¿Sí tienes armas de fuego en el vehículo, sí o no?
No, por lo regular no contesto preguntas.
Ok, entonces yo voy a asumir que tienes armas de fuego en el vehículo porque tienes obviamente balas ahí, estás conduciendo así, estás cargado, tienes chaleco de contrabalas. Okay, so voy a asumir porque no me quieres responder. Entonces voy a asumir que sí tienes armas de fuego, okay? Do you have any firearm on you? Okay.
It doesn't matter if they have a
And it's
firearm.
okay. I mean, I'm not saying it matters. Obviously, I'm going to assume that they do.
next 5
So,
years.
All right, so I'm pausing at 9 minutes, 24 seconds. You just heard Officer Simmons state again that he didn't care whether they had a firearm.
Objection form.
Yes.
Okay. And then I believe it was Reyes who said he's going to assume they do anyway.
Yes.
Okay. But that didn't change the way the officers approached the stop from what you can tell.
Objection form.
Correct.
I'm going to resume playing.
what's that?
Civil, I'm
Yeah,
trying
all right, buddy, hold on. So let me talk to him. If he's the driver, I was talking to him. I wasn't talking to you
I'm
about it, okay?
talking to the guy.
All right, well, I don't know about that. Give me a second. Let me talk to you.
All right, I just want a license. Officer Simmons.
Earlier, I think it was earlier? Yeah, it was earlier. They were over there on Bank Street.
They've been following me around all night.
I just remember. And we're on Bank Street, and it's like these two back here, and I think they got one. And Ronnie and Scott Dillon, they're that American First thing
Okay,
with Mr. White over there.
sure.
And, so obviously that's what they're doing. They're doing the purpose trying to pull you drone in. So I remember whenever
You're still failing the ID.
I remember when I spoke to the lieutenant, there's that communication or whatever, obviously try to be careful, and as you can see, okay? That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm pausing at 10 minutes, 32 seconds. Did you hear Reyes make reference to, that's Mr. White, he goes around filming police?
Yes.
Okay, and he mentioned some kind of communication with the lieutenant.
Yes.
Okay, were you involved at all, or do you know what communication that would have been?
No.
Okay. But it seems clear that Reyes was trying to supply information to Simmons based on some prior communication with the lieutenant.
Yes.
How many, in 2022, how many lieutenants did Livingston Police Department have?
Just one.
And that would have been
Marty Drake.
Drake. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to resume playing.
Okay, so again, you're a suspicious person. I need your ID. Tito. What's in Tito?
You're gonna waste the next 5 years of your life in court, bro.
Are you going to give me your license or I'm going to arrest you for failed ID? Which one is it?
Are you of equal rank?
Tell him, if he doesn't give me his license,
Are y'all of equal rank?
yes, we are. We're both
Just
officers.
so you know, if you let him do this, you're in jeopardy also for failing to intervene. So you don't.
So
don't have a
listen to me, okay? You don't know our communication. You don't know what I just said.
I know the law.
Listen, you don't know what I just said.
It
And like I
doesn't
said, I
matter.
was talking to him, okay?
It doesn't matter if you.
You
let
can tell
him-
me all you
you're
wanna
of equal
say.
Rank. If you let him do it, he's not your superior officer, you get a failure to intervene. So that's up to
Listen to
you.
what I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to this guy right. He's the driver.
I have
I've already
just
told
made
him
you both of you
I'm
fully
communicating,
aware
and I'm already
of what this
communicating with him.
decision entails.
I don't have to tell you what I've communicated to him,
I'm not
okay?
asking what you communicated to him. Fully
Okay, I understand,
informing you
buddy.
of the risk of what you're doing.
Okay, I understand.
¿Conoces el Código Penal del Estado de Texas 38.02?
I still don't have an ID.
Qualified immunity, we're talking.
38.02 lo conoces?
¿Mande?
El Código Penal del Estado de Texas 38.02. ¿Lo conoces?
¿De qué es?
De lo que está diciendo él de no presentar identificación. Solamente me puede identificar si me ha arrestado por un crimen. Es la única forma.
Esa no es la razón. Si
Es la única forma que me puede arrestar.
No,
Si me detuvo por un...
La razón para que te pueda identificar no es por arrestarte.
Es la única
si has
forma.
cometido un crimen, una violación, por esa razón te puede identificar.
De todos
No
modos,
porque te ha arrestado.
de todos modos, no ha dicho ninguna violación penal.
Yo ya le hablé de eso. Okay. Yo ya hablé con él, ya le dije, tengo que...
¿Tienes un supervisor?
Ahorita no está.
Bueno, necesito un supervisor aquí.
No están ahorita.
Necesito uno.
Eso es todo lo que tenemos que hacer.
Necesito un supervisor.
Ahorita ingeniero, supervisor.
Okay, well, I'm the supervisor. There you go. And it doesn't matter what you need. You need to give me your license.
Necesito un supervisor.
What is he saying?
Supervisor.
That doesn't matter.
That's what he's saying. You asking what he's saying.
Okay, give me your license or step out of the vehicle. Which one are you going to do?
¿Qué dice?
Dice que le des tu licencia de conducir aunque te salgas del vehículo.
¿Por qué me voy a salir?
He's asking why would he get out? What's the...
Because I'm going to ID him. Because I am going to
What crime
ID
has he
him.
committed is what he
He is
got.
being a suspicious person in a suspicious place.
¿Qué es la causa?
Therefore, I have every right to ID him.
You have every right to make contact and investigate. That's it. Texas isn't stopping you.
I'm honestly, bro, I know what you're doing, I know what you're saying, and I'm not saying I disagree with you, but...
You don't let him scare you.
No, I'm not, it's not that, dude, it's just that it's reasonable suspicion. What's your reasonable suspicion?
I just told you, they've been following me around town.
And so now...
And they could very well be somebody watching us to have another team commit
what
a
have
crime.
you determined right now? We already know who they are and what they're doing.
Do we know who they are?
Yeah, that's...
Who are they?
Brandon,
Huh?
Mr. White back there, that's America First. That's what they call it in media.
No, so we do know who they are then. Okay.
We determined that.
Yeah,
We can let them go.
yeah. I did not realize that was Mr. White back there. Who's Mr. White?
So I'm stopping at 14 minutes, 50 seconds. So you observed in the video Officer Reyes questioning Officer Simmons about the development of his reasonable suspicion.
Yes.
Okay, and then when Reyes then proceeded to try to figure out, well, what do we have right now before they realized, at least Officer Simmons realized Mr. White was in the vehicle.
Correct.
Okay. And you didn't include any of that information in your affidavit, did you, about Officer Reyes questioning whether reasonable suspicion existed?
Objection form.
No.
Do you recall watching this video, though?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to resume for you.
Which one?
Mr. Popular.
Right here?
How you doing, Mr. White?
Did I get some phone calls?
No.
No,
So,
no.
right.
Yes, sir. That's the way I can see through this steering window.
Stuff.
No.
And obviously he
Well, now I know who you are. So I will be happy to let you go. But, huh?
let him explain to you what he's telling you.
I already explained it to him. I already told him that when I walked up to the window.
No. What I'm trying to say is the reason why he needs to identify you is because he doesn't know who you are. I know who Mr. White is. Okay.
And you could be a team radioing to another team to commit a crime.
You know what the really fun thing is?
What's that?
You can About 38 or 2 throws you in jail if you upset traffic.
No, it doesn't. But good luck with that.
La luz de los ojos.
Say what?
All right. Well, y'all be safe, okay? Like I said, I didn't know if you were lost or not.
Quítame la luz de los ojos.
You just
I don't know what he's saying.
Take the light off his eyes.
It's not. It's right there on the dashboard.
Like I said, if you're good and y'all just recording for the media purposes, like y'all said, like Mr. White says, then maybe we're done here.
stay in jail, brother.
Did you understand the law, though?
I do understand the law. It's the reason I'm doing this job and you're not.
Do you know 3802?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know all kinds of stuff. Hey, by the way, your English got real good. Be advised, that's going to be the guy that goes by the name of Mr. White. He's driving around videoing police action. Pull you back in.
Okay, I'm stopping at 17 minutes and 7 seconds. So based on your investigation, the individuals in that vehicle, you have probable cause to think that they were committing a felony.
Objection form?
Based off of what the district attorney's office stated that they would accept the charge for, yes.
Okay, so if the district attorney's office was not going to accept the charge, would you have moved forward with charging it?
It would have been whatever my superiors told me to do at the time.
Okay. And matter of fact, it didn't matter what the district attorney's office did. The chief directed you to file the charges.
After he met with the district attorney, correct.
Okay. And so regardless of that meeting, you would have done what the chief told you to do.
Correct.
Okay. But let me ask, now that we went through that video here today, if you were the one making the decision, would you have charged them in the manner that you did?
Objection form?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your do citizens have the right to criticize police?
Sure.
Okay. Do they have a right to argue with police?
Yes.
Okay. And they have a right to follow police cruisers around?
Yes.
They have a right to film police performing their duties?
Yes.
Okay. And they have individuals have a right to openly carry firearms as well?
Yes.
Okay. And we acknowledge that unless you're a felon, you're also allowed to wear any kind of vest you want.
Correct.
But your understanding is that taking all of these things together, it's more than just suspicious, it's criminal.
Correct.
And okay, never mind. I think I already asked you. You prior to submitting your affidavit to the judge, did you get a chance to talk to Officer Simmons at all?
No.
Okay. So do you have personal knowledge of the facts presented in the affidavit?
Personal knowledge is based off of what Officer Simmons wrote in his report.
Okay, so you were just going based on what was in the report.
Correct.
Okay, but you didn't go and collect any specific information yourself.
No, sir.
Okay. So when you presented the arrest warrants to the judge yourself,
Yes.
okay, how long did that process take?
Start to finish, probably maybe a couple of hours if I can recall.
So how did you submit them to the judge then? I'm talking about the actual presentation to the judge.
After I drafted the complaints and the arrest warrants, I walked them over to the courthouse, to the judicial building.
Okay, and you weren't over in the judicial building for a couple of hours?
No.
Okay, so once you got to the courthouse, how long did that process take before you had a signed warrant in your hand?
Oh, less than 10 minutes.
Who went with you?
Nobody.
You went by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did the judge ask you any questions?
No, sir.
Was the prosecutor or anyone from the DA's office there?
No, sir.
Okay. Did it seem like the judge was anticipating the warrant?
No, sir.
Okay. So Officer Simmons on the scene declared that, now I know who you are, I will be happy to let you go. That was his on-scene determination.
That was his statement. That's correct.
Okay. And that's not included in your affidavit.
That's correct.
Okay. And would you agree with me that the officer's actual behavior as depicted in the videos we just watched, it's different than how you described the officer's fear in the affidavits?
Objection form.
Could you repeat that question?
Right. So the officer's actual behaviors in the video was that Officer Simmons walked up to the he got behind the vehicle by himself, right?
Yes.
And he walked up to the vehicle without calling in backup.
Yes.
He didn't have his weapon drawn.
Yes.
He didn't seek cover.
Right.
And he walked right up and he started engaging in communication with the occupants of the vehicle.
Yes.
And then once he saw that one of the individuals spoke Spanish, he called Officer Reyes.
Yes.
Officer Reyes also walked right up to the vehicle, right?
Right.
He didn't have his weapon drawn.
Correct.
Okay. And so this behavior of the officers was not depicted in your affidavits.
Correct.
So that's different from when you state in the affidavits that, quote, officers felt as if they were about to commit a criminal act and caused them bodily injury and or death.
Objection form.
Correct.
Okay. And also, there's nothing in your affidavit about how not once but twice Officer Simmons declared he did not care whether the occupants of the vehicle were armed.
That was his statement. Correct.
Okay. And the vehicle as well, the use of the phrase dark tinted windows, did they appear to be tinted in a manner that was illegal?
It's hard to tell by the video and the flashlight glaring on the windows. I can't elaborate on that.
Okay. But you could see that, at least in some manner, the back seat was visible in some manner.
I really wasn't focused watching that part of it.
And the officers never asked them to roll down the back window.
Correct.
Okay, matter of fact, Reyes, when he walked up, even with the back windows rolled up, he was able to identify Brandon White in the back.
That's what he stated.
Okay. Did it appear that either officer took any kind of defensive positions?
No.
would you consider the manner in which Mr. Rincon parked the vehicle that it was tactical?
I wouldn't refer to it as tactical. It wasn't perfectly parked within. I'm OCD, okay?
Yeah.
So it wasn't really straight between the lines, all right? It was at an angle, but it was within the parking space lines.
Like it's not like they'd get a parking ticket for the way
Correct.
they parked. They just didn't do it evenly within
Correct.
the lines. Okay. Would you agree, understanding there's limits, so I'm talking generally, would you agree that filming police activity is a constitutionally protected conduct? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. Your affidavits also omit the fact that the officers recognized one of the occupants in the vehicle as a cop watcher or First Amendment auditor.
Objection form.
Are you referring to Mr. White?
Right.
Wait for him to ask a question.
Your affidavit omits any reference to the fact that the officers recognized Mr. White during that interaction.
Correct.
And that they knew that Mr. White engaged in a practice of filming police.
Yes.
Do you know why your affidavits failed to mention that point?
Because his name is already mentioned up in the charging part of the affidavit of who his identity was at the time.
Do you think it changes your probable cause? And well, let me back up. So probable cause, you're taking totality of circumstances in, right?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that your affidavit is presenting this argument that these unknown individuals are driving around suspiciously, following police, right?
Yes.
And so do you think it would be important to that analysis if it turned out that the two of the officers that responded to the stop identified Mr. White as a First Amendment auditor?
Just as they identified him, period. It doesn't matter if he's a First Amendment auditor or not.
But that would be important to the analysis, right?
Not in my opinion, it wouldn't.
Okay. So if you know an individual goes around and films police, that's not important?
Not to me.
Okay. Did you testify before a grand jury in this case?
No, sir.
So after you obtained the arrest warrants, did you have any communications with Chief Parrish about the plaintiffs or the charges?
No, sir.
How about any communications with Lieutenant Drake?
No, sir.
Any communications with the DA's office?
No, sir.
Any communications with any other Livingston police officer?
No, sir. Not to my recollection.
So basically, once you got the warrants, you were hands off?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you involved at all in the actual arrest of the plaintiffs?
No, sir.
Did I see you ended up questioning one of them post-arrest?
I went with Officer Barker to the jail when he was going to interview Melanie in the jail when she was arrested.
Okay. Do you recall Melanie asking for an attorney?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and then the question continued, right?
Objection form.
It did continue. Then she voluntarily invoked she invoked her right first. Then she voluntarily signed it over, saying that she did want to talk.
Okay, and Do you know what's usually supposed to happen when someone asks for an attorney during custodial questioning?
Yeah, the interview's supposed to stop.
Okay, but that interview with Melanie didn't stop, did it?
There was no interview being conducted at the time. It was just a talk across the table at the time.
Was she in cuffs?
I don't recall whether or not she was in handcuffs or not.
Was she free to leave?
No, she was in custody.
Okay. Are you familiar with the press release that Chief Parrish released in this matter?
No, sir.
Are you aware of any department policies, written or unwritten, regarding citizens filming police?
No, sir.
How about First Amendment auditors?
No, sir.
And do you recall receiving any training concerning citizens filming police?
No, sir.
What are your personal opinions about citizens who film police?
Objection form.
As long as they're not interfering with the officer's duties to perform their obligation to protect the community.
Did you think, based on Officer Simmons' body-worn camera, did it appear to you that those individuals were interfering with the officer's duties?
I do.
Okay, by filming?
In my opinion.
Okay, how so?
Just because of what they had led up to that night when he encountered them.
Okay, so what duties were the plaintiffs interfering with?
While he was trying to conduct his investigation on their suspicious activity and who they were.
Is there a requirement for individuals to assist police officers with their investigations?
I don't remember.
Okay. So your opinion is that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong, but your opinion is that they should have freely answered the officer's questions and complied with the request to produce identification?
Yes.
Objection form.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Did it seem like to you that the police chief and lieutenant took a special interest in this case?
Not anything that out of the ordinary, no, sir.
Well, and earlier you testified that you were given clear instructions from the chief on how to charge these individuals, and that was out of the ordinary.
Objection form.
I don't remember that statement. I think what I said is I know they'd met with the district attorney in regards to what they were doing.
So is it usual for a police chief to tell you specifically how to charge individuals?
No, but he is my superior chief.
I understand.
And it's my obligation not to be insubordinate to my chief.
Okay, so you would rather not be subordinate than concern yourself with whether the charge is supported by.
Correct.
Objection form.
So, other than
Let him
this,
finish his question and listen to the whole thing. Answer, please.
other than this circumstance, right? Have there been occasions when the chief of police tells you directly how to charge an individual?
No.
Okay. Did you purposely leave out information from the affidavit that would have lessened the appearance that the plaintiffs were threatening?
No, sir.
And is there any review process that you're aware of that the Livingston Police Department had concerning the review of affidavits before they were presented to a judge?
No, sir.
Were you aware that the charges were dismissed against the plaintiffs?
Yes.
Okay. How do you become aware of that fact?
I was made aware that the grand jury indictment was quashed.
Do you know why?
No, I do not know why.
Were you aware that there was a initial intent by the district attorney to re-indict,
Objection.
No, I'm not aware.
but they were going to change the underlying charge?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, did anyone from the DA's office approach you about rewriting your affidavit?
No, sir.
Okay. Does it surprise you that the charges were dismissed?
Yes,
Why does it surprise you?
because I felt like that it was good probable cause for the arrest, for the charge.
Okay. And you understand that just so I understand, the underlying, right, because engaging in organized criminal activity requires an underlying offense, right?
Yes,
The underlying offense that you understood was, I guess, the retaliation.
correct.
Okay. And so you thought there was probable cause, in your opinion, to support the retaliation.
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware that the judge had quashed the indictments because it, quote, does not allege facts that constitute the underlying alleged offense of obstruction retaliation?
Objection form.
No, sir, I'm not aware of that.
How simply following an officer in a vehicle and filming police constitutes obstruction or retaliation?
Objection form.
I think it's just threatening harassment.
By filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Objection form.
So your opinion is that individuals that film police officers performing their duties in public should be charged with crimes that carry up to 20 years in prison?
Objection form. He has not said that, and that is not his
Well, that's what I'm
opinion.
asking.
No.
Did you recommend the $100,000 bond for each defendant?
No.
Sorry, plaintiff. Would you agree that $100,000 is typically reserved for people accused of violence?
Objection form.
I don't set bond amounts on individuals.
Well, but you go and part of your job at the time was to go get arrest warrants, right?
Yes.
And the arrest warrants themselves would actually have a recommended bond amount on them?
No, the judges put those on their own.
Okay, so you wouldn't see that at the time the judge signed the warrant?
Yes, I would see it,
Okay.
but all of our warrants had recommended bond in parentheses on the line, blank line. That is strictly left up to the judge's decision.
Okay, would the judge make that decision at the time of signing the arrest warrant?
Yes.
Okay. So you would see when you get the arrest warrant what the number
Correct.
actually
Yes.
is?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the number that the judge is actually setting, or is that the number that's being recommended?
That's what judge's recommended bond is.
Okay, so the judge writes that number in.
Correct.
Okay. And so during your time with the Livingston Police Department, how many arrest warrants did you go get signed by a judge?
Every Thursday we got warrant signed.
So it was a common occurrence,
Yes.
and every single arrest warrant had a recommended bond amount.
Correct.
So how often would you see a bond amount that was $100,000 or more?
Depends on the judge.
Well, would you see it at least once a week? Once a month?
It would vary.
Okay, but $100,000 usually would mean that it was a serious crime, right?
Objection form.
You don't have any opinion on it?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Do you know how long the plaintiffs ended up spending in jail as a result of that bond amount?
No, sir.
So what, well, let me ask this. Would you agree that a $100,000 bond amount is usually for more violent crimes?
Objection form.
Once again, I don't set those bonds for the nature of the offenses. That's strictly I can't elaborate on that.
Okay. But
I've seen high bonds set on misdemeanor charges. It depends on the judges.
okay. But you'd get the warrant and the bond amount didn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you also characterize news reporters who follow police officers to crime scenes as stalking them?
Objection form.
Yes.
So if they were plotting to harm the officers, why would knowing Mr. White's identity suddenly make them no longer dangerous?
Objection form.
Repeat that question again.
So, if you recall, once the officers, Simmons and Reyes, identified Mr. White, Simmons said, quote, "Now I know who you are. I will be happy to let you go."
Correct.
So, as I understand your affidavit, the narrative being presented is that these individuals, my clients, were plotting to harm these officers. So, why would knowing Mr. White's identity make them less dangerous?
Objection form.
Could have been something that elaborated later on into the end of the night. Who knows?
Because they stopped once that initiation was off. Simmons went back to the police department, right?
Correct.
And nothing else happened.
Correct.
Okay. So let me ask it this way. Your affidavit describes a conspiracy so dangerous that the officers feared for their lives.
Objection form.
Yet when the officers discovered who they were, they let them go without arrest.
Objection form.
How do you explain that contradiction?
Objection form.
Once
That's
again,
so ridiculous. Like, don't even answer that.
I mean,
That's
we
not-
could come back.
That's not what his affidavit says. So you
I'm
can't-
I'm allowed to present my case. He can answer the question, and you can object, and we could take it up. If you're going to instruct him not to answer, I will stop the deposition right now and go get a court order to resume this.
Objection form, because that's not what your affidavit says. It's not what it describes.
Let me do this. Your affidavit describes a conspiracy, correct? Between 3 or more individuals.
that's the wording of the Texas charging manual. To conspire to commit the offense.
So your affidavit, agree with me then, that your affidavit alleges a conspiracy.
In the charge.
That you wrote.
Not in the probable cause, but in the top part of the complaint.
So let me ask it this way. Did you accuse my clients of committing a conspiracy?
Yes.
Okay. So, and your affidavit also suggests conduct of potentially causing harm, to include bodily injury or death, to officers, right?
Yes.
Yet what we actually saw in the video was that once Officers Simmons and Reyes identified at least Mr. White, they let them go.
Yes.
So how do you explain that contradiction?
Objection form.
Between how do you explain the contradiction in your affidavit where you're saying these individuals are conspiring to cause bodily harm or death to police officers, to Officer Simmons and Reyes letting them go once they identify them?
Objection form.
There's nothing in the law that says they have to arrest them right then. If the investigation needs to be continued.
Okay. Let me get those exhibits from you. I want to keep them in order.
Here's 4.
Okay.
There's number 5. And there's 6.
Thank you. I'll just put these there. That way we don't mess them up. Do you know if Chief Parrish used any of your information to present or to draft his press release on February 11th, 2022?
No, sir, I have no knowledge of that.
One of the statements in the press release is that officers again realized that this was a staged event to record the officers' response and for individuals to post on their social media pages. Upon realizing this, officers disengaged with the individuals. Does that sound correct?
I never saw a press release. I have no idea.
Well, I'm asking about the substance. Is it your understanding that the officers, Simmons and Reyes, quote, realized that this was a stage event to record the officers' response and for the individuals to post on their social media pages?
Well, that could have been the incident that occurred earlier in the day before this incident. I don't know what he's referring to in his
Sure.
statement.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to show you page 2 of Exhibit 3. Just read that first paragraph there.
At the top up here?
Just the whole paragraph. The top paragraph, yes.
Okay.
A paragraph. Had you not seen this press release before?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay. So that paragraph, you'd agree with me, specifically pertains to the incident we've been talking about all afternoon, right?
Yes, it does.
And so you saw the last sentence where it says that the officers, quote, realized this was a staged event to record the officer's response and for the individuals to post on their social media pages.
Correct.
And then, quote, upon realizing this, officers disengaged with the individuals.
Correct.
Okay. So was that your finding as well from your investigation? That this was a staged event just to film and post on social media?
That's strictly my opinion only.
I'm sorry, was that your opinion or no?
That was my opinion that staged this whole thing. Yes.
Okay, to film a police response.
Yes.
Okay. Why was that not included in your affidavit?
It's because that's my opinion.
Okay, but did you know that the chief shared your opinion?
I did not know.
Okay, was there...
I'm kind of confused. How's the chief sharing my opinion?
Well, the document you read at Exhibit 3 is a press release issued by Chief Parrish on February 11, 2022. So you read a paragraph prepared either by or at the direction of Chief Parrish. Did you know that?
No, I was not.
Okay. So is it also then your opinion that this was a staged event to record the officer's response and to post on social media?
I don't know if it was to post on social media or not, but I think it was a staged event.
To film?
Yes.
Okay. Why was that? Why was this analysis not in your affidavit?
I just didn't write it in there.
Okay. Is it your understanding that Chief Parrish wanted to send a message to plaintiffs that staging events and filming police activity and posting on social media would not go without consequence?
Objection
I
for.
can't speculate what his opinion would be as far as that goes.
Okay. And so you said it was your opinion that this was staged to film the officer's response, but you didn't include it. Is that because you didn't have any, I guess, specific articulable facts to back up that position?
No.
Okay. You didn't have the evidence, or that's not correct?
No, it's not correct. I had the evidence.
Okay. So why didn't you include that in your affidavit?
I just didn't include it.
Okay. Do you think it would change the probable cause analysis as to whether or not plaintiffs are engaged in a felony if their actual intent is to film police?
Objection form.
No.
Thank you for your time at Pass.
Yes. Can we take a break?
Yes.
Please.
You got that, huh?
Time is 4:40 p.m.
All right,
4:47 p.m.
Mr. Middleton, I have a few questions. Do you know back in February of 2022, there were some questions, let me back up. There were some questions regarding just kind of like a national police concern and then for officer safety and then specific as to the Livingston area. But do you know if in Texas there were BOLOs that had gone out regarding officer safety in Texas related to ambushings and officer assassinations?
Yes, I believe there was.
Okay, I mean, do you know one way or another? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just
Not
asking.
positively, no, ma'am.
Okay, so do you know back in February of 2022 if Officer Simmons was aware of any of that information?
I'm not aware.
Okay. Had you reviewed or did you have knowledge of any statistics back in February of 2022 regarding an increase to officer ambushes or officer assassinations?
No.
And that statistic specifically relating to Texas?
No.
Okay. And then I want to go back to Officer Simmons' report, and I don't have a clean copy, but it's the same one that he saw earlier. I did put a couple of asterisks and arrows just to kind of help us along here. And so I'm showing you Simmons' report from the February 4, 2022 incident. It's Defendants 210. If you look at the first paragraph up here and you start with the sentence about halfway through that says, "I sat in my patrol vehicle," will you read that sentence to yourself?
Okay.
Does that sentence in Officer Simmons' report, does it identify any concerns regarding assassinations of police officers?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Would that indicate to you that Officer Simmons is aware of a heightened necessity to be vigilant for officer safety?
Yes.
And then in the last paragraph on that page, last full paragraph on that page, there's another sentence that starts, "I am nervous approaching the vehicle."
Okay.
Will you read that to yourself?
Okay.
And again, there is he concerned that the occupants might come out shooting? Come out of
Yes.
and he's referencing coming out of the vehicle?
That's correct.
Okay. If he's concerned about occupants coming out of the vehicle shooting, would that indicate to you that Officer Simmons was worried about officer safety?
Yes.
Do you think he, at that point then, would have concerns about bodily injury and or death?
Yes.
In the video that you saw, I believe it was the not the dash cam, the body camera video, it was Bates number 296. It was Defendant's Bates number 296. Did you ever hear Officer Reyes instruct the driver to not move his hands?
No.
Okay. Did you hear him relay to Simmons? Simmons asked what he said, and Reyes said something to the effect, "I told him not to move his hands because clearly he may have weapons." Do you remember that? Okay.
I do not remember that statement.
And I'm sorry, I'm trying to quickly move. We're close to 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I know. I'm going to start Bates number 296. It's Defendants 296. It's the body cam footage of Chris Simmons from that evening of February 4. I'm starting at 13:54.
Honestly, bro, I know what you're doing, I know what you're saying, and I'm not saying I disagree with you,
That's the wrong. Since I'm here, hold on, that was the wrong section. But since I'm here, Mr. Grable had asked you a question regarding Officer Simmons asking Officer Reyes asking Officer Simmons about what's his reason for probable cause. And I want to look at that again and ask you some questions. So I'm going to start back at, let's do this. At 13:56 on 296, Bates number 296.
honestly, bro, I know what you're doing, I know what you're saying, and I'm not saying I disagree with you, but...
Did you hear Officer Reyes state that he does not disagree with Officer Simmons?
That's what he said.
Okay. And at the time that Officer Simmons was followed by who we now know to be Ismail Rincon in the blue car.
Yes.
By the time when Officer Simmons was followed by Rincon and the occupants with the plaintiffs inside, right? Stopped at the gas station, followed again, circled the police department, okay, and then came and parked facing the police department. Is there any evidence that Officer Simmons knew who the driver and occupants of the vehicle were?
He did not.
Okay. Based on the video you saw earlier where you could see the direction of the blue vehicle in which the plaintiffs were the occupants, do you know which way it was facing? Could you tell?
When it was parked at the bank,
Yes.
that would have been facing the southeast a little ways.
Okay. So where was the door to the police department in relation to the vehicle?
In the same direction, it would have been southeast.
Is it possible that based on the location of the car that the plaintiffs could have used the vehicle for a tactical advantage if they were going to ambush officers coming out of the backside of the police department?
Yes.
Okay. So is it reasonable that Officer Simmons could have perceived the car to be parked in a tactical position?
Could have.
Is it reasonable for him to believe that?
Sure.
If an officer is talking to an occupant and advises them not to move their hands because he's concerned he might grab a weapon, does that indicate to you that the officer is concerned about officer safety?
Yes.
When an officer when an officer is concerned for officer safety, do they always have their weapon drawn?
Not always.
And do officers go around telling suspects when they're scared?
No.
So if an officer's scared for officer safety or bodily harm or death even, they're not going to tell the suspect, hey, leave me alone, I'm scared.
Correct.
Okay. I pass the witness.
On every interaction with the public, officer safety is always a priority, right?
Yes.
But so you agree with me that there's a difference between being aware for officer safety and an officer fearing for his life?
I kind of look at it as, in my opinion, to be the same as an officer.
Okay, so every stop then, an officer has a actual fear for their life, in your opinion?
Absolutely, I would.
Okay.
I would consider that, yes.
So when you put the statement about fearing for bodily injury or death in your affidavit, that's something legitimately you could put in every affidavit.
Sure.
Okay. In your timeline of events based on your investigation, when exactly did Officer Simmons first express fear for his life?
Objection form.
I think from the time it started at the store up until the time that he actually made contact with them.
Okay. And
Are you asking about a specific affidavit? Is that what you're asking?
no, I've moved on from it. I'm talking about his investigation. Because you were responsible for investigating this incident the same day you got the case and were required to prepare an affidavit, correct?
Yes.
How many hours were you able to investigate the matter?
Objection form.
Probably that mid-morning, 4 hours.
Okay. And that day, the morning you got assigned to the case, that was the first you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay. And so you were able to read Officer Simmons' 2-page incident report?
Yes.
You watched the 17, 18-minute video?
Yes.
And you also had discussions with Chief Parrish?
No.
Not in the morning, but later that day?
Later that day.
Okay. How about...
Later in the morning. It was still morning, but it was later in the morning.
Okay. So, all right. Now, Officer Simmons, other than generally asserting a concern for concerns of whether or not there was going to be a shooting, there wasn't anything specifically detailed in his report, was there?
No.
Objection form.
There wasn't any indication about specific actions that the plaintiffs took to suggest that Officer Simmons was about to walk into a firefight.
Objection form.
Yeah, he did state some facts in his report.
That he was about to walk into a firefight?
No, that the subjects could have got out shooting at him.
Okay. There's a difference between a hunch, right? We talked about this, hunch and specific articulable facts,
Objection form.
right?
Yes.
Form.
What specific articulable facts existed that plaintiffs were going to get out and shoot at Officer Simmons?
Articulable facts in his report?
Period. Yeah, in his report, in your investigation, what specific articulable facts existed that the plaintiffs were going to get out of the vehicle and shoot at Officer Simmons?
I guess I'm following the question you're asking in regards to Officer Simmons.
Well, sure. So would you agree that officers could have a reasonable fear, right, over anything?
Sure.
They could also have a unreasonable fear over something, right?
Sure.
And then they could also be presented with a situation that is occurring or unfolding that actually puts them in actual risk of bodily injury or death.
Sure.
Okay, so there's hunches or gut feelings as you described them earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And there's perceptions of what's going on or what could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And those perceptions could be reasonable or unreasonable.
Correct.
And so in order to understand it, we need to know what the facts were available to the officer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what facts were available based on your investigation? I'm not asking you to read Officer Simmons' mind. I'm asking for the information that you know for a fact was available to Officer Simmons to suggest that the plaintiffs were going to get out of the vehicle and shoot Officer Simmons.
Objection form.
Well, I would say there was no articular facts as far as them going to shoot at him. But once again, it's the totality of all the events that led up to the encounter of what he had to do in order to try to find out what they were up to.
Understand. And again, there's a difference between hunches, suspicion, and probable cause, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if Officer Simmons truly feared for his life, would you have expected that to be documented with specific facts in his incident report?
I mean, yes, I would, but every officer writes reports differently.
But Officer Simmons' report does not provide articulable specific facts indicating why exactly it is he feared for his life with respect to plaintiffs.
Objection form.
I don't remember without sitting here looking at it.
Yeah, he said what his hunch was, right? Is that right?
Yes.
And
Objection form.
so, and matter of fact, after he identified Mr. White, he didn't proceed to write him a ticket or to arrest him on the spot, right?
Correct.
As a matter of fact, he didn't make any decision whatsoever in the charging or arrest of those individuals.
Correct.
All right, I pass the witness.
Just a couple more questions, Mr. Middleton. Mr. Grable keeps asking you about hunches versus suspicions versus other things. Do you think it was a hunch or suspicion that the blue car that plaintiffs were occupied in followed Simmons?
Objection
No,
Based-
that was real.
Okay. In the report, was it documented that that car stopped at the Stripes convenience store?
It was.
Okay. Was that a hunch or was that real?
That was real.
From the Stripes convenience store, did the car with the plaintiffs inside continue to follow Officer Simmons?
It did.
So was that a hunch or was that real?
That was real.
Did the blue car continue to circle the PD, the police station, while Officer Simmons was outside?
That was real.
Okay, that wasn't a hunch, was it?
No.
And was that located in Officer Simmons' report?
Yes.
Okay. In Officer Simmons' report, did it state that Officer Reyes witnessed the driver of the vehicle go to the trunk of the car and put on a ballistic style vest?
That's correct.
Okay. That wasn't a hunch that Simmons came up with.
That's correct.
Okay. And then in his report, is it communicated, does it state that Officer Reyes communicated that to Officer Simmons?
Yes.
Okay. So that wasn't a hunch that Simmons came up with.
Correct.
All right. And then after Officer Reyes told Officer Simmons that the driver put on a ballistic style vest, did that vehicle come back and park at the back entrance of the Livingston Police Department?
Objection form.
Yes, it did.
Okay. It parked in a bank parking lot, is that right?
Correct.
Well, on the street.
Correct.
That faced the entrance of the Livingston Police Department.
The employee entrance of the police department. That's correct.
Okay, so who uses that employee entrance?
Officers and dispatchers.
Okay. Was that a hunch or was that real?
That was real.
Okay.
You pass.
I passed the witness.
All right, just to clarify, you weren't present during any of the events on February 4th, 2022, were you?
I was not.
Okay, so all of these about hunches and real, you're just going based on, is it real that was written in the report?
Correct.
Right, because you didn't actually, you didn't speak to Reyes about his observations about ballistic vest.
No, sir.
Matter of fact, a ballistic vest was never even seized, was it?
No, sir.
Okay, and you also didn't talk to Officer Simmons about his observations.
No, sir.
And you actually just testified a couple of minutes ago that officers don't usually write the best reports.
Objection form.
I said officers' reports vary.
Right.
I didn't say they didn't write good reports.
Well, they vary, but that means that you can't rely on them.
Objection form.
Are they admissible in the court of law, do you know?
Objection form.
Yes.
Police reports are? Do you know? Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Was it real or was it a hunch that Officer Simmons approached the vehicle directly without backup?
That was real.
Was it a real or a hunch that Officer Simmons approached the vehicle without his weapon drawn?
That was real.
And was it real or was it a hunch that he didn't call for backup before approaching the vehicle?
That's real.
Okay, and based on your training and experience, officers should maintain a safe distance and seek cover if they genuinely fear for their safety or life.
Objection form.
That is totally an officer by officer call. Everybody approaches cars differently.
Okay.
Whether they're in fear or they're not in fear.
I'm not talking general. I'm talking about a genuine fear that someone is about to get out of the vehicle and start shooting at them. You are trained as a police officer in the state of Texas with the TCOL license to maintain safe distance and seek cover, correct?
Objection form.
Yes.
Okay. That didn't happen in this case, did it?
No.
And just for clarity, none of the individuals got out of the vehicle and started shooting at the officers.
That's correct.
Okay. And none of the individuals threatened the officers verbally with any kind of bodily injury or death.
That's correct.
All right. All right. I pass the witness.
I'll reserve the balance for the time.
Time is 5:09 p.m. Off the record.